Hello, everybody. A very warm welcome and happy holidays to our very special edition of Full Time. It is the holiday season, so whether you've just finished celebrating Hanukkah or you're getting ready for Christmas or Kwanzaa, we are here to celebrate with you. That's right. I bet you didn't know it today, but you are officially at the Full Time holiday party. I am joined today by producer Theo Lloyd Hughes. Hello, Theo.
Hello. Welcome to the holiday party.
And, of course, Tamerra Griffin.
Hi. Once we said that this was a holiday party, my whole mindset on this episode shifted. And I'm like, where's the punch bowl? Where are the games? Where are the little small plates of, like, pigs in a blanket? I'm so ready for
now
this.
We're talking.
We're missing food. That's what we're
We
missing
are.
today. So for our listeners, the holidays usually means gifts, a season of giving. So we thought it would be a nice little idea, since we're not eating or drinking, that we would give you, our loyal listeners who we love so very much, gifts. Gifts for every NWSL team, whether they like it or not. So we went shopping. We'll put it that way. So that's what this episode is going to be all about. Here's your friendly reminder that if you ever want to get in touch with Full Time, then please reach out to us. Send us an email at fulltime@theathletic.com. Or you can always just slide into our DMs. They are open, people. Go follow us at TA Fulltime on Instagram and at The Athletic Fulltime over on TikTok. And while you're there, make sure you are subscribed to the show wherever you get your podcasts. It's the best way to make sure you don't miss an episode of Full Time. All right, don't go anywhere, because we'll be right back. We are handing out those holiday gifts. Do we think all the clubs don't listen, though? Because we don't want to spoil this thing. All right, we'll be back right after this. And we are back. It is time to hand out our gifts to each NWSL squad for 2026. All right, Theo, you are going to kick us off with the Chicago Stars.
Yes. So the game here, what I really thought is we'd have some fun going shopping. And, every NWSL team has a big need going into this off-season. So this
Singular.
is our...
Okay.
Well, maybe singular. We'll see. But in theory, we could all get them answer the question of what is each NWSL team's biggest need by going shopping and getting them a nice gift. But in reality, you can also take it anywhere you want, right? So I'll kick off. I'm going to start with the bottom team in the NWSL from 2025, the Chicago Stars. You could argue they have a lot of needs. But I was kind of sitting there thinking, new stadium, they got a lot of big ideas to make a name for themselves in Chicago. And I actually think the thing I would get them for Christmas would be a new kit. So that when they launch at the new stadium up in Evanston, people could get this kit and it would kind of be a commemorative kit to go with the stadium move. And I was kind of I was on the Chicago Stars website and I actually thought the team merch wasn't too bad. I was kind of expecting it to be a bit worse, but I did feel, no, I mean, that's like a backhanded compliment, but in my head, I'm like, when we talk about the Stars, we always talk about them making headways into Chicago culture.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, like, with this stadium move, I think they've got a big opportunity to make a splash. So I was thinking they could drop, like, the lake kit, because the stadium is empty on one side and it overlooks the lake.
Oh, sounds beautiful.
So that's what I was going to get them, like a capsule, a fashion capsule for
There
the
you
lake
go.
stadium move. Maybe with
It's all
Nautica.
about the capsule collections now in the NWSL. Shout out Domo Wells.
So
I
that's
like that.
that's my kickoff is I'm gift wrap. It's quite hard to gift wrap, not gonna lie. Quite hard to go shopping. I need to do my research on the lakeside shops in the Chicago area. But I'm starting with a lake fashion capsule collection and or kayaks, boats, tailgating on the lake for the 2026 season. Chicago Stars.
Theo.
All right.
I see the vision.
They owe you. If I see anything river, waterfront related, you should be getting a royalty check, my friend, from the Chicago Stars.
I'll say right now, I'm handing over all these ideas to all NWSL teams. Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever you're into. These ideas are yours.
Oh, he's a man of the people.
So generous.
All right, I can't imagine an easier transition from the Chicago Stars to the Kansas City Current.
True.
Tamerra.
Well, what's funny is we have not shared, this is for the listeners, we haven't shared our ideas, but one of my gifts, I'm doing one of those, how sometimes you get like one big extravagant gift and then other times you get like a few different gift bags of like medium-sized things. This is one of mine for Kansas City.
Okay.
But one of them also has to do with water, since CPKC Stadium is right on the river.
Missouri River.
Yes. And one of my gifts for Kansas City Current is a developed riverfront so that when you go to CPKC Stadium, you can actually have like a full day-long experience. And I know that this is very much a part of the plan. I was last in Kansas City for the quarterfinal game. They unfortunately lost to eventual champions Gotham. But I just remember thinking to myself, and I think this every time that was only my second time there. But every time I'm there, I have to do this sort of mental gymnastics of imagining what the game day experience will be like there when you can go several hours before kickoff and hang out at like a cool bar and get maybe a Kansas City Current inspired cocktail before you head into the stadium. Or, you have friends coming in from out of town and they're maybe staying at a hotel nearby, or obviously locals who live nearby being able to hop off. You can already do this, hop off of public transportation, and then you're just a short walk away. In the summertime, being able to just walk along that riverfront with some sort of handheld snack while you get ready for the game. Like, I see it and I know that it's coming. And maybe the wish is more just like keeping that dream alive, because for a stadium that is already so iconic and that's already raised the bar, not only in the NWSL, but across the landscape of global women's soccer, I do think that fans of women's soccer love to make a day out of things. And what better place to do that than CPKC Stadium? The other gift that's very much related to that, and even more maybe actionable, maybe in a shorter period of time, maybe.
Well, definitely
I don't
less
know.
than several
I'm not an urban
$100 million.
planner. Right. But my other wish for them is to expand that stadium, because they have been selling out now for consecutive seasons. We are getting closer to 2027, which means we're also getting closer to 2031. And I think it's time to see if they can continue to fill seats. So expanding the stadium, and I know that is obviously in the cards. Kansas City was never intending to only hold 11,500 people in CPKC Stadium, but I think it's time for them to grow.
Can I just say, we're getting a real glimpse into the kind of auntie that Tamerra is here, because she is spending about $300 million on the Kansas City Current for Christmas. I don't know who you hang out with. I don't know who you hang out with, Tamerra.
Guys, sorry, I'm collabing with
Santa Claus is getting Kansas City Current hundreds of millions of dollars. I would love to see the stocking that could fit another side of that stadium in it.
Oh my God,
I feel like my last one would make a great stocking stuffer, actually. But my third to last one, or my second to last one, is a healthy Tamerra Chawinga. Because as we saw in that quarterfinal, Kansas City are a completely different team without the two-time Golden Boot winner and MVP. I feel like we're going to blink and it's going to be preseason with Kansas City Current, and they just need her healthy. But my fourth one is also still related to Tamerra, and I think very actionable. Definitely the most practical item on the to-do list or on the gift list, but maybe a to-do list for Kansas City. And I think that a Kansas City Current themed TC6 teal hair dye would be just incredible.
All right, Jill, take us to the East Coast.
Okay, to Gotham. Mine is very much related to Tamerra's in the way that we are talking about Gotham now, two-time NWSL champions. It is time to put some respect on their name. So for Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, anything these holidays, I am getting Gotham their own stadium. That's right.
Whoa!
Merry Christmas.
That is money.
Okay, so Jill's ready to drop some
all the money.
Some bags too.
Wait.
Yeah, but just one gift. So as a New Yorker, I was so how do I say this? Happy with everything that Gotham did. I love that Gotham exists. And there's nothing wrong with Sports Illustrated Stadium. In an older stadium way, I love everything about it. It's tight, the sight lines are good, but it doesn't feel like home for Gotham. Like everything from the colors, it doesn't feel like home for Gotham. Like it's Red Bull Arena. It is red, and you go in there and Gotham is like tealish, greenish, and gray. And it's just like, that's not it. Whereas like when we were talking about the Atlanta team that will come to NWSL, it's like, okay, they are going to be in the scope of all things that are Atlanta United, Atlanta Falcons. They're going to be in that red, black, and white color family, I'm sure. So I was like, Gotham now 2-time champions, playing in New York, should be playing in New York. They need their own stadium. So I got to thinking, where? As you know, it has been an infamous problem for New York City FC as to where they will be, because it's been like a decade. I lived in Queens for 10 years. They are now going to be next to Citi Field in this kind of, when you go to it, it's like a bazillion taxi, vacant lots, super weird area. And there's a lot of space. So I'm putting them right there. I'm putting the New York Mets in Citi Field.
This is Flushing.
Yes, in Flushing, Queens.
Yeah.
And I'm moving Gotham FC to Flushing, Queens. Not inside the stadium that New York City FC will have next year, but inside their own
soccer-specific
stadium. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like it.
And like Tamerra mentioned, my goal here would be that it is in time for the 2031 World Cup, which could be in North
very
America.
doable.
So it would host. It would host in 2031.
Yeah. Okay, who we have next? Let's see. Oh, Theo, Racing Louisville.
Ooh, I'm excited to hear this.
I feel like we've had a really bombastic, high-spending start to our holiday gifts, so I am going to bring us down a peg.
Fitting for racing.
Yes, exactly. A dose of realism for racing, but by no means a bad holiday gift, and something we could maybe, we can't afford, but people could afford, the racing owners, and something you could fit inside a stocking. So I'll get the wrapping paper out, I'll get a pen, a nice 8x11 document, and I'll put it in the stocking, and on Christmas Day, we're going to open it up, tear that wrapping paper, and there will be a new contract for head coach Bev Yanez. Nothing this club needs more than sealing a long-term contract for Bev Yanez. She had her option activated, so she is signed up for 2026, but her contract will expire at the end of next season. So my holiday gift to Racing Louisville, a brand new long-term contract for Bev Yanez, Coach of the Year.
Coach of the Year and friend of the show. Great
friend
one,
of the show.
Theo.
Yeah, doesn't get any better than that. Simple one.
Simple, effective. It's like a cashmere sweater.
Yeah,
you're never going to say no to a cashmere sweater on Christmas, you know?
It also speaks to commitment. If like you're coaching because you got locked up for a long time, there's just something a little different about it than if you're wondering what's going to happen next year. But there will be suitors for Bev.
Absolutely.
That part is for sure. All right, Tamerra, your hometown team of Bay FC.
Yeah, so multiples again. One kind of fun, maybe this is more the stocking stuffer. My gift for them is a friendship bracelet with the Golden State Valkyries. And what I mean by that is I want to see these two teams become best friends. When I played soccer in college, there was a really special relationship between the women's soccer team and the women's basketball team. I think it helped that we were never in the same season. So they were always coming to our games. We would always go to theirs when we were each in the off season. And I really want to see that between Bay FC and the Golden State Valkyries. Our colleague, Meg Linehan, recently wrote that piece about the best cities for women's sports in the Bay Area. I know it's not a city, but we are a concept. We're conceptually a city in a way. Was ranked number 1. And Bay FC and the Golden State Valkyries were both two huge reasons for that. And I think I also noticed, I don't know if you guys saw this at the NWSL Championship, but all throughout PayPal Park, in addition to seeing Washington Spirit kids, Gotham FC kids, a few Bay FC kids, I personally saw a lot of Golden State Valkyries merch walking around that stadium. And so you already know that there is this one for all, we're all for women's sports here. And I would happily welcome seeing some Valkyries players at Bay FC games. I know a bunch of Bay FC players have been to Valkyries games, but basically more collaborations between those two teams. And it could literally take the form of a friendship bracelet that I personally would be invested in, let's just say.
That's beautiful.
Right?
Love
Can you
one.
picture it?
Really
I mean,
love
we'd
that
have to
one.
figure out the colors because lavender, navy, and poppy orange don't necessarily all three go together, but I think we could figure something out. We could figure something out.
Oh, that's adorable and so thoughtful. See, it's not always about the most money.
Yes, that's why I like that one, because it's actually the thought that counts.
Yeah,
as they
could be beaded. You could do the embroidery floss that you make at summer camp. And then my second one is a bit more serious, but I just feel like I'm gifting Bay FC the opportunity to make a really splashy signing this transfer window. I think between the disappointing season that they had, between them bringing in a new coach for 2026, there is opportunity to reestablish the good vibes and the morale, I think, in that club. And one of the easier ways to do that is to sign a player that, and I don't even necessarily mean splashy, like you're seeing them scoring all of these crazy goals on Instagram. I mean a player that embodies the vision and the direction that this club wants to take itself.
This one gave me angst for some reason, going south to Angel City FC, because
it's hard to shop for people in LA. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, and it's just hard to shop for people that got some problems.
Are you saying they've been naughty, Jill?
They've been a little naughty. This whole team's been a little bit naughty. And with Angel City, it's just, I think they needed me to take a little bit more of like a stocking stuffer approach. And I can't say that I did that. I think big picture, what we all want for Angel City is no more drama. I want this team to I want to talk about this team on the pitch and all like their roots and their essence of why this club was even launched, that some really rich people watched a U.S. women's national team game and said, you know what, like we want to start like a movement, like an inclusive movement. And just everything about Angel City now just doesn't scream that. And I hate to just narrow it down to this, but there's been too much drama. But drama aside, this team has just been such a disappointment, honestly, since they've come into the league. 1 playoff appearance, 0 playoff wins. And this is Los Angeles. You got big name investors, you got money. So I am gifting them. The drama is like the bow, I guess. No drama, please. But inside the gift, it is a winning identity. That's what I'd really like.
That's good.
That's what I'd really like to gift Angel City. So I think that starts in the modern game and with a team that's like based in a city like Los Angeles, that this team's got to have a better attack. They got to score more goals. They got to be more exciting. And they were shut out 7 times this season, and that's 30% of their games. And that's something no one really wants to see. I think also when I've been to games out in LA, it's a lot of like, I want to be seen here on the sidelines. So those are people that are like one-hit wonders. They're coming to like check it out. And like, you're not retaining fans with that type of soccer. So I want to see like, I want like a banging attack for Angel City. I want them to have a winning identity. So I think what we need here is like gifting them like another Alyssa Thompson type, but with friends, like with a supporting cast of characters that like all help each other out. Like there's service into the box, there's clinical finishes, there's exciting goals. And I'm not saying Angel City has always had like these glimpses of it, but like it's not their identity on any season. So that's my gift to Angel City, is a winning identity.
All right, I'll go next.
Oh yeah,
I'm shopping.
Sorry, Theo. You
no,
have
you're
the
good.
Houston
I'm shopping
dash.
local. I'm shopping local here, staying in Texas.
Yeah.
And Jill, Tamerra, you ever been to a soccer match in Texas? I'm going to start
Yes,
here.
it's very hot.
You ever been to one too?
I don't think I have, actually.
You ever been to a soccer match?
I went to the U.S. Women's national team game. They played in Austin once. I think that might be the only soccer game I've been to in Texas.
I have done Austin,
were we not
Dallas,
there
and
together?
Houston.
We had to have been.
We must
Who
have been
did
there
they play?
together.
Ireland?
Yes, they did.
Was that the game where...
That was a game where Swanson got hurt. Yeah, it was bad vibes.
Oh, this is getting dark.
And that game was in April. Okay, have you ever been to a Texas soccer match in July?
Yes.
Jill, how was it?
Hot and wet.
Correct.
Dallas, for some reason, FC Dallas always does a 4th of July game.
Insane.
Awful.
Okay.
Very Dallas.
Well, on that note, as you know, listeners can go back and listen to our fantastic episode with Dr. Maddie Orr, where we talked about climate. We talked a lot this year about the wet bulb and the intensity of heat in the NWSL and the fact that, you know, US soccer and the summer calendar has to sort this out. So for the Houston Dash, I got my wallet out for this one, and I don't think I can wrap it. I think it's too big. I got them a roof for Shell Energy Stadium.
So practical.
Beautiful.
So we're going to put a roof over that pitch. So in July, it's going to be shady.
Wow.
It's a retractable roof.
Ooh.
So come, you know, in March, October, November, we take that roof off. We let the beautiful Texas spring and autumn come through. But in the summer, we got AC cooking, we got fans, new fan system, loads of shade.
And when is this coming? Like, Are we like a year
Jill,
out?
you got a roof guy I could call? I'm planning to get
No
it in the
roof
stocking
guy.
by this week, but
perfect.
and installed by March 2026. But we'll see.
Okay, so it'll be NWSL Atlanta coming 2028.
Yeah,
Because
I'll call it Atlanta's roof guy.
That'll be the first. That'll be the first NWSL team that plays indoor/outdoors. Because Mercedes-Benz Stadium does have a retractable roof.
All right, T, you want to close out part one?
Yes. So I have the Denver Summit on my list. And, sometimes it can be difficult to keep track of all of the signings, all of the transfers, all of the trades. It had been a minute, admittedly, since I checked in on Denver. But when I was preparing for this episode, I checked in on their roster. And did you guys know that Denver still has only signed 8 players?
Okay,
Just
so
8.
they got
Sounds about
some
right.
room.
Yeah.
That's so small. So this is not a very interesting gift, unfortunately, but I just need them to make some more signings.
Practical.
Very practical. I am guessing that because there hasn't been a ton of movement in the last couple of weeks, but we're heading toward the opening of an international transfer window, that they're going to be bringing in some players from overseas, would be my prediction, which I'm very much here for. I'm thinking of the connections that head coach Nick Cushing might be having and who he might be able to bring over. But I'm ready for this roster to fill up so we can start to get a sense of the identity. But yeah, more signings because it's already December.
I know.
They don't even have enough to field a team yet.
And I think, too, it's like once you have a few more, like you mentioned, once you have a few more of those, you start to understand what this team is going to look like. And that just helps fandom. It helps to just feel like you're behind something when you're like, okay, I get you. I get who you are or who you want to be.
Exactly.
Okay, Theo, we're going to turn it back to you. You've been shopping, and I can't say this without a huge grin on my face. You have been shopping for the Boston Legacy, haven't you?
Tamerra, Jill.
Yes.
Not only have I been shopping, this is some of my best gift work. So this shopping list, it's all downhill from here. Because for the Boston Legacy, the other expansion team, this is where I had my best ideas. What I did before I went shopping for the Boston Legacy was I called up a good friend in Brooklyn, New York.
Okay.
Ellie, the elephant of New York Liberty. And I said, Ellie, how do you make a women's sports team iconic? And she told me straight to my face, you go and get a mascot. So Boston Legacy fans, for your holiday gift, I have got you a mascot. It is a giant swan, but it's better than that. It's a 1970s disco swan named after one of Boston's favorite daughters, Swanna Summer. I feel love, all that good stuff. It's a Donna Summer themed swan who comes out before the games to 70s disco, all things Boston. Swanna Summer, the Boston mascot. You're welcome.
Theo,
Be still my heart.
this is why you make the big bucks. This is your finest work.
This is why I make the incredibly medium bucks.
Well, you're due for a raise after that idea, Theo. That is so good. So good. Like,
I was looking up Great
no
Bostonians and I saw that and I was like, Donna rhymes with Swanna. We're good. We're cooking.
It's perfect. It's
and
perfect.
This like I'm already seeing just there can be a bad game. Like this thing's gonna steal the show. It'll go down in like folklore forever. It's the
Vanity Fair.
Yeah.
We're moving up.
Vanity Fair feature interviews.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow. Your
Boston
mind.
Legacy. Theo says you're welcome.
You're welcome. All right, Jill, you next.
Seattle Reign. Yeah, sorry, Theo. I keep making him team me up. So yeah, Theo, great point.
Team game.
Yeah, Seattle Reign. Okay, so I obviously could have gotten tactical about this, about all the different versions of Seattle Reign we saw this season. But the thing that just really stood out to me when I was shopping for the Reign was Laura Harvey realness. And just the fact that this woman was so honest this year in saying, I use ChatGPT. Now, feel how you want about ChatGPT. That's not the discussion here. But most people, and no men, except Theo, would admit from a managerial standpoint that they implored ChatGPT to just see And she said, and then I went with 5 in the back. We saw this team, because of Laura Harvey, go from 13th to 4th place, and not all because of AI. But she just put it out there. She got creative and she did what she had to do to figure it out. People fake it till they make it all the time. So this was silly, but I was thinking, I was like, who is as honest as Laura Harvey? And then I was thinking about like Abraham Lincoln. So I was like, if there was NWSL money, I would put Laura Harvey on the $5 bill.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a gift for all of us, not just for the Seattle Reign.
That's a gift.
That's a gift for the United States of America.
That's for us all. So I don't know what my gift is for the Reign, but my gift would be that Laura Harvey should be rewarded, because I'm happy that the Reign got in the playoffs this year, and I just feel like nobody. I don't feel, people put, coach used ChatGPT. Nobody talked about, she just put herself out there and she was honest, and go Laura Harvey. So I don't know. What do you give a really honest person? I was like trying to think about this, and I probably should have put it into ChatGPT.
I also think from a sporting side, Seattle has a lot to build on. And I don't know, I feel like some teams, and this sort of transitions into the Wave for me, Seattle and San Diego are 2 teams that last season were very young, had lots of talent within those young players. And sometimes when you think about what those teams need to either keep the momentum going or elevate themselves from one season to the next, honestly, I feel like sometimes the best gift is just time. Like time, more
patience.
time together, more time to keep developing their relationships, settle into their own style, develop, more chemistry. So I kind of feel you, because when I was thinking of a gift for San Diego Wave, I sort of ran into a similar issue where I didn't really have any like major concerns or notes about the San Diego Wave this season, at least from the sporting side. And I kind of just want to sit back and watch them cook for a sec before doling out any serious major gifts. But in the meantime, considering that I was at World Sevens in Fort Lauderdale, which San Diego Wave won, the second edition of World Sevens, one of my gifts to them is a beautiful case to display their trophy.
That's sweet.
Glass
That's
in the
sweet.
front, maybe in the team colors. I thought that the trophy itself was really cool. It had like a wooden metal kind of moment, begging to be displayed properly. So a nice trophy case, and obviously they can add their NWSL shield to that. And then the second one sort of embodies, what I was just saying. I'm calling it a sophomore surge rather than a slump. And sophomore, mostly because this is going to be Jonas Eidevall's second full season with the team. And like I said, I thought that they did a lot of really exciting things. Having spoken to supporters, it was really interesting to hear how the first sort of iteration of the Wave under Casey Stoney was, of course, very defensively centered. They had Naomi Girma. How could you not? But I did hear a lot of people say that this newer version of the Wave is sort of more pleasing to the eye in terms of watching them play. And I do think at the same time, considering how young a lot of those players are, considering how chaotic this league is, it can be really easy to have like a splashy start and then sort of slump off in the next season. So my gift for them is what I'm calling a sophomore surge rather than a slump.
That's so sweet, Tamerra.
So sweet, Tamerra. So sweet.
Also, like, it's like, again, a few couple of stocking stuffers.
Yeah.
I feel bad that I just put Laura Harvey on the $5 bill, because I don't feel like that's a gift. But I feel like, like in the long term,
We still love you, Jill.
The thought behind it, with the honesty, I think, is what makes it.
Speaking of $5, you better have a cheap one for the Utah Royals.
It is actually funny. It's a good transition because it is kind of a cheap one, but I had to get creative. So I went for an iconic classic. Exactly. An iconic classic Christmas gift, something that I feel like everyone gets every year, a calendar. But this is a very special calendar, a calendar that I myself have edited and changed to make the Utah Royals a better football club and shoot up the NWSL table. So here's the trick. Jill and Tamerra, what have we seen from the Utah Royals in the last 2 seasons? What happens to them halfway through the year?
And then, and it's never in time.
No.
to actually capitalize on it in the
I see.
postseason, right?
So this calendar will start in July instead of January. So the calendar is a mid-season calendar. So the start of the year will be start in July. It'll go July through December, and then it'll just go July, December again.
Psychologically.
This
I get
honestly
it.
sounds like it could be a Christmas movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's
July
like
and January,
that
the
subgenre of
Utah
Christmas
story.
movies that has to do with like time travel and sort of like manipulating time, going
I
back
did
in
think
time.
about getting kind of magical with it, but I kind of thought it could just be quite kind of motivational coach vibes of just sort of like the calendar says July because they're always so good in July. You flip the page and it's still the summer.
I like it.
All right, I'm moving on to mine, the Orlando Pride. Oh my gosh. The Orlando Pride.
Yeah,
okay,
they're kind of a tough team to shop for.
Yeah.
What do you gift a team that has Marta and Barbara
Exactly.
Banda
And Jackie Ovalle.
and hello?
Okay. Well,
Sorry, this is Jill's
no,
shopping.
but Tamerra,
Yeah, sorry.
Tamerra literally, like I must have see-through wrapping paper on, because Tamerra like really accurately read my first two. And my first one is that Marta, we know like she has some type of access to like the Fountain of Youth, but we have
Marta
totally,
Water.
Marta Water. We've totally frozen her, and she comes out of this wrapping paper and she's like 30. Because I just want to keep Marta forever. And what really solidified that for me was this playoff run. I love the Gotham story, literal run. Everything from being like the ref cam queen to her post-game comments. I know all things have to end, but it's like when you watch Marta in an NWSL semifinal, you just wonder how many of those you have left. And I want it for the Pride, but I also want it for myself. So it's a younger Marta. And a healthy Barbara Banda, of course, because it just makes you think what 2025 could have been as a whole. And so I know that they have everything. So like no major notes, but I just want to see Orlando next year tick in at their full clip of who they are. And then obviously you let the people who do make the big bucks, not wait till it's too late to start to plug in those people who'll take on the next generation of the Pride. But, Theo mentions Jackie Ovalle. She wasn't in my clear wrapping, but Marta and Barbara Banda were. So that's my gift. All right, Tamerra, this one sounds challenging. The North Carolina Courage.
It was. It was. And this, honestly, I'm like, okay, if I'm going to give them something, it needs to be bold because they had a bit of a rough season. Letting go of their head coach. Why am I blanking on his name right now? Thank you. Letting go of Sean Nahas.
Friend of the show. That's the
friend of the show.
Sorry.
One of the last interviews he did.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Right. That was a time. Letting go of Sean Nahas mid-ish way through season. They're clearly still looking for a permanent head coach. And honestly, considering how turbulent I think we can assume things were that season, they still got very, very close to making it into the postseason. And at the end of the day, they still have Manaka on their roster, so things will never be too bad. North Carolina, for as long as I have been following them at least, but I'm sure much longer, have always been known for their very, very possession-oriented style of football. So let's just imagine North Carolina, if the club was a person, is your friend who is always decked out in all black. It's simple, it's chic, you can never really go wrong style-wise because you're monochrome. My gift to them is the equivalent of a bright orange scarf, hat, glove set. Because I think it's time for them to maybe change their style of play. I'm gifting them a new style of play. I don't know what it is.
Tamerra, can I ask you something here?
Yes.
Are you putting the receipt in this gift bag?
Yes.
Are they allowed to exchange this? Because this seems like a gamble, and I love it. Sometimes you got to push your friends to do new things, but I'm like, this is a big ask.
I know. Yes. But this is purely for etiquette reasons. I always include the gift receipt.
Okay.
So the power is always going to be in their hands to return it and swap out this orange hat, scarf, glove set for a black one. But maybe just holding it and looking at it in the gift box, peeling back that tissue paper, and briefly imagining themselves in a new style might be enough to inspire them to stick with it.
I love the boldness of this. And I love the take. My fear would just be that this new head coach could come in and throw your gift like right out the window. So
yeah.
So we're not
risky.
gifting a coach. We're gifting the style of play.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, this is like bold. This is really bold, Tamerra. I'm really here for it.
I know. Had to change it up a little bit.
Yeah, that
Theo's
one goes.
Just worried about the receipt.
I'm worried about the receipt. That one goes to Kerry Bowley, who is the sporting director there, who will be handpicking that coach. He's the one who's has just received that from Tamerra.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Hope
Theo.
he likes orange.
Portland Thorns.
This one felt easy to me. It's actually something we already brought up earlier on the show, which is, and I'll start by saying this, Tamerra, Jill, when you think of the Portland Thorns, what do you think of?
Great home games.
Roses.
Okay, both those things are true, but that's not what I was looking for.
Okay.
I was going to say Christine Sinclair. So this one, I think I could wrap, but would take probably all the wrapping paper that is currently in my mother-in-law's house. I am getting a statue of Christine Sinclair, and I am putting it outside Providence Park, and I'm unwrapping it in a few days' time. Happy holidays, Portland Thorns. Here is your Christine Sinclair statue. Arguably the most iconic Thorn of all time. She's already had her jersey retired. She loves the club to death. You know, won, I want to say 3 titles there, plus a couple of shields at least. So, yeah, Christine Sinclair statue, simple, happy holidays. Nothing more to say.
I have to say, I can't think of too many things that Christine Sinclair herself would cringe harder at than the idea of yes. But
she will not be at the unveiling.
Right. She will not be at the right. She'll dial in on Zoom. But I love that. I love what it symbolizes about the Thorns, about Portland as a soccer city and how much they value that team. And like you said, about how iconic and invaluable she's been to their history. So good shout.
And finally, last but not least, the Washington Spirit. So, Washington Spirit.
There's like a clear one here, but I feel like you're going to give us something a little bit alt.
You're wrong.
Oh, okay.
You're so wrong.
Top of the list.
It is beautifully wrapped, sparkly, huge bow on the top, kind of like when you go buy a car at a luxury car dealership. So I hear. I've seen it in the movies. And it is 5'8". And it is Trinity Rodman busting out of it with all the sparkles and the confetti, and she's holding her contract, and she's got lots of money in her hand. But
she's got $5 bills with Laura Harvey's face on it.
And she has thousands
shooting it out of a money gun.
Thousands and thousands.
Hundreds of $5 bills with Laura Harvey's face on it.
Yes. But the kicker in all of this is that there is now some great rule that will go down in history as the Trinity Rodman change, the Trinity Rodman rule that will elevate and help the NWSL evolve, and it will be the right decision, and it's all going to happen, and it'll go down with like Trinity Rodman's name, and she will remain a member of the Washington Spirit. And this is also for those fans, because I got to tell you, the stark parallel of what it is like to attend an NWSL game at Audi Field is absolutely incredible. And those fans need to be rewarded. Those fans deserve to have the Washington Spirit with Trinity Rodman. So it is all the things. It is for all the reasons. But it's mostly, yes, it's for Trinity. She deserves it. She is a generational talent, a generational player. I really do think will be like a worldwide face and name of this league. But I just love how much the fans have leaned into this and been around since day one. So this also goes out to all those people who have spent money at Rowdy Audi over the last few years.
Here.
I love it. I was overthinking. My apologies.
No,
there was really
right.
only one answer there.
So it's like I was trying to take a spin on this, and I was like, "There's one answer here."
Yeah, but that's how it is sometimes with gift giving, right? It's like you've been talking about this thing all year. I know you want it. You won't shut up about it. You've been like slyly inserting these like hints, and sometimes you just got to lean into it rather than try too hard to zag and then end up disappointing them. And I cannot think of a bigger disappointment among Spirit fans than WSL failing to to keep Trinity in the league. So I'm here for it, Jill.
Love
Gotta
it,
give
Jill.
the people what they want.
So I would feel very confident if Theo or Tamerra were buying my gifts. I feel like you guys I feel like you guys would just like it's just poetic the way you guys come up with these things. I think I could use a little bit more work.
I mean, you want to give Gotham their own stadium. Let's
Yeah.
not.
Jill, you're putting yourself down.
I started off well. I'm just saying you two were brilliant, excellent, and very poetic. And Theo even had sound effects with some of his. So
That's
really,
true.
really amazing stuff.
You
Theo.
set a very high bar with Swan of Summer. Like, I'm going to be
Swan of
thinking
Summer.
about a disco swan now through the rest of the year, at least.
Listener, if you are making a petition in the Boston, Massachusetts area to get Swan of Summer as the new Boston Legacy mascot, fulltime@theathletic.com. Email us how that petition is going. What is the fan groups doing? Let's make it happen. #Swan of Summer. Here we go, 2026.
You know, we talked about inclusivity off the top of this and having an inclusive holiday party. I even feel like in my Trinity Rodman, like busting out of this present, like I even feel like we could get the Swan involved somehow. Like I know she's not going to Boston, but I just feel like it could be like a party for the league at that point, right?
It would do great on TikTok.
Yeah, it would. It would. You know what, Tamerra? That's really all that matters.
Truly.
All right. Thank you all so very much for hanging out with us on this
We clearly need to get out of here.
holiday party. If you have any questions you want us to answer, things you want to hear, email us at fulltime@theathletic.com or shoot us a DM over on Instagram or TikTok. You can follow us, as always, at TA Fulltime. Did you know The Athletic has partnered with Yahoo Sports to provide free best-in-class coverage of women's sports? That's right. Go check out the Women's Sports Hub at sports.yahoo.com/women-sports today. That does it for our show. My name is Jillian Sakovits. A big thank you, as always, to Tamerra Griffin and our podcast producer, Theo Lloyd Hughes.
Happy holidays.
We also got to throw out a quick thank you to our video producer, Leah Griffin, and our esteemed executive producer, Emily Olson. So happy holidays from us all here at Full Time. We'll see you in the new year.